A lot of great games came out this year, and I think it's safe to say that 2023 has been an absolute roller coaster of releases. Not only has the indie scene been popping left and right, but I can't even begin to count the amount of AAA bangers that dropped this year. Baldur's Gate 3, Starfield, Spider-Man 2, Mortal Kombat 1, and Street Fighter 6, Armored Core, Final Fantasy 16, remasters on top of remakes, bruh. It's been a crazy year, and I'm here for every single pixel of it. But in today's video, I'll be diving into the top 5 games of 2023, according to yours truly. There's your disclaimer. So grab some snacks, get comfy, and let's kick it off with Dave the Diver. Now, the Game Awards state that for a game to be recognized as Game of the Year, said game must deliver the absolute best experience across all creative and technical fields. And I mean, this game speaks for itself. Incredible pixel art that's visually stunning, characters you can't help but adore, an addictive gameplay loop. And I mean, listen to this music. What I love about Dave the Diver is its simplicity and humble approach. It's a game about catching fish. That's it. You swim around in the ocean, complete objectives, assault sea life, kill pirates, fight bosses, return to the surface, give anything you've caught to this black man who I definitely don't wish was my father, and then help him run his restaurant in the evening. That's the game, or should I say games. Because Dave the Diver isn't just a Metroidvania-styled RPG, it's a fishing adventure and a restaurant management sim, all rolled into one. A medley of mismatched puzzle pieces that fit together flawlessly, creating an unparalleled experience. This title is an endless ocean of creativity and content. It's a 10 out of 10, and the devs and everyone who worked on this gem gave it their all. Dave the Diver exemplifies what's achievable when love and effort are the driving forces behind creation. A lot like Tears of the Kingdom, my number 4 pick. Crazy, I know, but don't let its lower rank fool you. It's an absolute beast of a game. Almost a year in and I'm still knee deep in its world, barely scratching the surface of what it offers. This game is massive, and I mean massive. Pause. There's just so much to discover, so much to dive into. A lot like Breath of the Wild, it's one of those games that demands you take your time to soak it all in, and that's what I'm doing. Usually I'd steer clear of games that feature sprawling landscapes. If you know me, you know as of late I haven't been the biggest fan of open world games. They're too big, and Tears of the Kingdom is too big. Pause. But play this game just right, pace yourself, and prepare for an adventure that'll have you hooked. Unveiling surprises at every corner. But what really sets this game apart is innovation, my friend. Al Newman and his team could have played it safe, taken the easy route, and made a Breath of the Wild 2. And I mean, arguably they did, but boy did they deliver. Shrines better, dungeons better, combat better, exploration better, bosses, you guessed it, better. Better. Sure, they kinda did copy and paste, and sure, that's why the game isn't as magical as Breath of the Wild, but at the same time, it didn't just copy and paste. They took what they had, refined it, and added so much more than they should have. There's a reason why Tears of the Kingdom makes Breath of the Wild look like a tech demo. So why isn't this game higher on the list? Because I haven't beaten it yet. I'm taking my sweet ass time and loving every single second of it. But even so, even though I haven't reached the end credits, I can't deny that this is a game that has been crafted masterfully. Easily shadowing experiences I've had with other games, I have completed this year. Tears of the Kingdom is a testament to what gaming can achieve, and mark my words, it's rubbing shoulders with some of the best. It isn't just a game, it's an adventure that doesn't hinge on the credits rolling. It's a celebration of creation and creativity, a display of the limitless possibilities in gaming. So if I ever get around to conquering Ganondorf, trust me, it'll be right up there at the top. But it'd have to fight Remedy Entertainment's latest in the ring first. My number 3 pick, Alan Wake 2. I love my horror games, it's no secret, and it was hard deciding whether or not I liked Resident Evil 4 Remake more than the Dead Space remake, and vice versa. But man, Alan wasn't playing around in this one. The game is a movie, and I'm not talking about those interactive movies Sony's been churning out. Nah, Alan Wake 2 is one of the most immersive experiences I've had playing a video game. Facts. I must have looked like a crackhead playing this, eyes widened, mouth open, lost in this horrifying masterpiece. The presentation, impeccable. The art direction, flawless. It's impressive how talented Remedy is at making their games feel unique. Their use of text, the spine-chilling soundscape, and the meticulous sound design build an atmosphere that's just insane. And I've always loved how they blend various media, like actual film for instance, into their games. Genius.
Oh wow, you think of everything, and we'll take you anywhere.
So what makes Alan Wake 2 deserving of the number 3 spot on my list? Well, firstly, it's visceral, tangible. You feel like you can reach out and touch what's in front of you, and it's thought-provoking. After each session, you're left pondering, trying to piece it all together. Additionally, the character development is exceptional. Saga and Alan's arcs are intricately woven, delving deeper into their psyche and motivations, making you genuinely care about their journey. And can we talk about how you can shift reality with a single keystroke or a button press? You console peasant. The Mind Place is such a visionary feature. It adds an entirely new dimension to storytelling. Literally, a great way to allow the player to chronicle the story by actively using them to push the narrative forward with the discoveries they make. I also love how Saga and Wake have their own unique mind places that complement both of their respective characters. They could have easily shared the same space, but no. Saga, a detective, navigates a scrambled office and a caseboard, while Wake, a writer, utilizes a plot board. Anyway, short tangent over, but I just had to comment on that. I had to splurge on it, I had to gush, I had to cream about it. No pause. Alan Wake 2's slow-burning narrative is proof of Remedy's storytelling prowess. It's not just a game you play. Again, it's a tale you immerse yourself in. The game's pacing, while deliberate, adds to the tension, making every moment count. Alan Wake is not just about the action to all those who wanted this to be another Control or Quantum Break. As much as I love those games, Alan Wake is about the moments in between, the quiet, the unease that builds up, making the hair on your neck stand and the thoughts in your head swirl. Sure, there are some areas where mistakes were made. For example, why on earth are there skill trees in this game? Regardless, the few minor flaws this game has pale in comparison to the grandeur of this unforgettable experience. Alan Wake 2 embraces its predecessor's legacy and transcends it, setting a new benchmark in storytelling and atmospheric gameplay. It's a game that lingers in your thoughts, inviting you to unravel its mysteries even after putting it down. And in a year brimming with outstanding titles, Alan Wake 2 stands tall, confirming Remedy Entertainment's commitment to crafting memorable, genre-defining experiences. This is a masterclass in psychological horror that will, no doubt, leave a lasting mark on the gaming landscape. You know this had to be on my list. At number 2 is Super Mario Wonder. Nintendo's honestly been on an innovation streak this year, shaking things up, aiming for a fresh new approach. We all know the new Super Mario Bros. Series got old fast, and I'm thrilled that Nintendo decided to go all out for the next 2D Mario game. No more playing it safe, no more safety nets. They ditched the usual routine and went for something entirely different with Super Mario Wonder. The first time I fired up this game, I couldn't even wipe off the enormous grin plastered across my face. It reminded me of why I fell in love with Mario in the first place. Mario's just wonderful. Pun intended. Mario games are meant to be creative, wacky, goofy, silly. They're meant to think outside the box, to surpass the platforming genre. And Super Mario Wonder did precisely that. Sure, the bosses might still lack that oomph, yet it doesn't dampen the overall experience or sheer joy you get from playing this game. Again, the Game Awards state that for a game to be recognized as Game of the Year, it must deliver the absolute best experience across all creative and technical fields. Super Mario Wonder has the allure, the creativity oozing out of it, and it's a stellar platformer on top of that. The controls are tight, the level design is captivating, and it breaks new ground, redefining what a 2D Mario game should be. It's hard not to play this game without smiling. It's a blast to play solo, with friends, or online. It's just plain fun. Vibrant, colorful, utterly delightful. That kinda rhymed. That was unintentional, I promise. And arguably the most fun I've had in a game this year or in the last 5 years. Again, it's not flawless. You could argue that the music pales in comparison to other Mario titles, and specific gameplay mechanics feel underused, introduced, and then swiftly discarded. But you know what? Super Mario Wonder is possibly the best 2D Mario game we've had since New Super Mario Bros. For the DS. And you know I'm not lying. This game recaptures the fun of Mario, and it's impossible not to have a great time with this game. And that, I think, speaks volumes. Stay hydrated. Now, excuse me. I think some honorable mentions are in order. So many games dropped this year, but between juggling life, lectures, and coursework at university, I couldn't dive into every single title. Maybe you could help change that? You know what I'm saying? Like, subscribe, comment, share, show your friends. Make this, little gig a full-time job. Wink, okay, you're being cringe, man. You're being cringe. Despite not getting the chance to play many of these games, I recognize their greatness. And talking about greatness, I've heard heaps about Baldur's Gate 3. People are losing their minds over this game, and when I say lose, I don't know what Larian Studios put in that Kool-Aid, but people love this game. This nominee for Game of the Year has the ratings to back it up. Seriously, take a peek at those Steam ratings, bro. Are you serious? Real recognizes real, and I'm sure this game might win Game of the Year. And I'm itching to give this a spin at some point in the future. I ain't dropping a dime on a PS5 for just one game. Come on. And don't play me in the comments. My credit limit sits at $5,000. If I wanted to, I could. Okay? This, you're not gonna treat me like Pokimane and call me a brokey. It's not gonna happen. But hey, from what I've seen, the game's legit. 10, what on earth did they do to my boy? Out of 10. But I don't see Spider-Man 2 being Game of the Year. It's good, some would say great, but not groundbreaking. It's a solid game, and I can see why people love this title beyond it simply being a Spider-Man game. Insomniac did well, they deserved their flowers. They cooked and improved upon the last game. I think that alone deserves some praise, even if you think they played it safe, and even if they replaced MJ with a skinwalker. Resident Evil 4, oh boy, bruh. Initially it was on my list, but Alan Wake made Leon run his pockets. Capcom did their thing again, they really don't miss, polishing this classic to modern perfection, bagging a spot for Game of the Year in the process, and rightly so. I had a lot of fun playing this. Quality game, quality experience, it's just an entertaining, thrilling time. And Ada Wong? Shorty alone makes this a solid 10 out of 10. I'd sell the clothes off my back for that woman. You heard me. Anything she'd say would go. It would go. It would fly. Yes. Anyway, if you're not playing indie games, you're missing out big time. Games like Hi-Fi Rush, Bomb Rush Cyberpunk, Oxenfree 2, Shadows of Doubt, and many more amazed me. Shadows of Doubt has some serious potential, by the way. That game's insane. Please check it out. I mean it. Dredge was simply exceptional, and it's another fishing game at that. Well, a Lovecraftian fishing horror. You really just gotta play the game. Planet of Lana is definitely one of the better indie games of this year, a magnetic platformer and a beautiful 6 to 7 hour adventure, a cozy yet enthralling experience that doesn't demand weeks of my life. But then, there's Lethal Company. Bro, I don't know if you've seen the 2 uploads I dropped before this video. Nigga, I haven't had this much fun with friends in a video game since Gmod in its prime. This game, even in its early access state, is perfection. And it's crafted by a single developer, apparently. How crazy is that? This game is as good when played solo as it is when played with company. See what I did there? Playing it alone feels intensely horrifying, isolated in these alien environments and claustrophobic facilities. However, with friends, it takes on a whole new form, mixing terror with moments of unexpected hilarity. The gameplay loop, though simple, is pure genius, and Lethal Company provokes a whirlwind of emotions, from laughter to tears, screams to shouts. And for me, a game's ability to evoke such strong emotions is the hallmark of its greatness. The Game Awards may have their criteria for Game of the Year, but ultimately, it's about the emotions a game stirs within those who cast their votes. Dave the Diver made me feel cozy and warm. Tears of the Kingdom gave me a constant sense of wonder and excitement. Alan Wake 2 left me sitting in silence after every play session. Super Mario Wonder had me playing with a stupid smile on my face. And Amnesia the Bunker shook me to my core. This game was an experience through and through. While the other contenders boast impressive qualities, playing Amnesia the Bunker felt personal. Initially, I struggled to embrace frictional games' new direction with this title. The Bunker's vastness and multi-objective nature clashed with my anticipation of a more linear experience, leaving me puzzled and frustrated. But here's the thing. This deviation from the norm was precisely what made it exceptional. The game is an immersive sim at its core. one where you feel hopeless ambience with every move, reminiscent of classics like Resident Evil and Silent Hill, combining tension, risk, and critical problem solving into a neat, horrifying package. This game never lets you realize that you're in a game. Everything clicks, is interconnected, and makes perfect sense. You see something in the game and instinctively know what to do with it. Can I use this to open that? Can I obstruct this to achieve that? It all just falls into place seamlessly, contributing to the game's immersive nature, and that's precisely why I'm drawn to and adore this game. This game is a must-play, even if you don't like horror games. And I know that's crazy to say, but I feel everyone needs to experience this because it's an experience like no other. I found myself constantly seeking refuge, hiding in corners, under beds, desks, inside closets. And despite this just being a video game, I was immersed in a real sense of fear, holding my breath in real life as the monster inched closer and closer to my hiding spot, genuinely terrified. And I play a lot of horror games. Amnesia the Bunker's brilliance lies in how it lets you create your own scares. Yes, you are pursued by a monstrous entity, but the fear intensifies when it becomes intimate. Accidentally making a noise or dropping something becomes a heart-pounding moment. What now? The monster's coming. It's what makes this game so riveting. Every action you take can lure in this beast, forcing you to grapple with the consequences of your mistakes. It mirrors life. Dealing with your missteps becomes integral to the experience. You ensure your own survival. Is this the right move to make? The right place to travel to? Do you have the right supplies? Are you able to keep the lights on? Because without light, survival becomes dang near impossible. This game encapsulates the essence of survival and management, plunging you into a scenario that feels like a matter of life or death. It's like training for a real-life situation. A simulated experience that's indescribable yet unbelievably intense. From start to finish, I was afraid. Not to mention the game looks great, the monster was one of, if not the scariest, most intelligent adversaries I've encountered in gaming, and Amnesia the Bunker delves into a world of nerve-wracking survival horror that leaves you with moments that make you question your mortality. This game is remarkable and refreshing, especially when most titles demand 40 hours of your life and bombard you with cutscenes. But there's not a cutscene in sight in this game, and that's what makes this game feel like a never-ending roller coaster of tension and immersion. It surpasses the original Dark Descent and many other offerings from Frictional. It might even exceed my experience with Soma. From its chilling atmosphere to its flawless sound design and mechanics, it is a breathtaking experience. And despite tough competition from the likes of Super Mario Wonder, Alan Wake 2, Tears of the Kingdom, and Dave the Diver, Amnesia the Bunker stands as a beacon in a year filled with exceptional releases. It delivers the absolute best experience of any game I've played within the last 12 months. And it is by far the one that displayed the most amount of ingenuity. Amnesia the Bunker is my game of the year.